I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Today we're reading from the book of Genesis, chapter 13, and let's focus on verses 14 through 18. After Lot had separated from him, the Lord said to Abram, "Look from the place where you are. Look north and south, east and west, for I will give you and your offspring forever all the land that you see. I will make your offspring like the dust of the earth, so that if anyone could count the dust of the earth, then your offspring could be counted. Get up and walk from one end of the land to the other, for I will give it to you." Genesis 13, verses 14 through 18. It's one thing for a person to choose the way that he's going to go. It's another thing to let someone else choose first, allowing your lot to be whatever is left over. And some would say that followers of Jesus should be shrewd when dealing with the world, not letting anyone take advantage of us. While that may be wise counsel in some instances, Abram chose differently, and so did Jesus. We should consider their success. Once Abram chose graciously and wisely, the Lord swiftly came to encourage him. And God repeats his blessing to Abram and his offspring in chapter 12. God also reinforced the reality that following him into the unknown is always better than following the world into the supposed obvious. Consider Proverbs 14, verse 12. "There is a way that seems right unto men, but the end is death thereof." Lot used the world's logic while he was in the desert. He owned large flocks and he had a bunch of servants. It seemed wise that he would choose the well-watered plain as he stood up there and he looked down. Even if it did seem to leave Uncle Abe in the lurch, I don't see any water up here in the desert, but if he lets me choose, I'm going for that. But the problem is that everyone in the desert wants to possess the well-watered plain. And by the way, Lot's decision proved to be near fatal, and it was a strategic mistake. Lot also he was tired of following Abram, who was following the Lord around in the desert. And he was ready to forsake the tent of a nomad in favor of the stability of Sodom's city life. And I see the situation repeated all too often by the children of believers. They buy into the world's promises of quick pleasure and success, and then they begin to despise their parents' faithful steadiness. And sadly, they're being led into trouble in their journey down the world's wide road. And it always dead ends into tragic consequences. And of this kind of logic, here's what the Bible says in Proverbs 14, verse 11. "The house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will stand." You see the difference? Oh, I'm going to go live in a house. I'm sick of living in a tent. Okay, well, the house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will stand. Life is not about hoarding all that we can get. It's about trusting the Lord and looking out for our fellow man. And we should rest in the knowledge that for the righteous, however the future unfolds, it's all part of the good plan and the purpose that the Lord has designed for our lives. I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Check us out at groundworksministries.com.